Boom.
Boom. There we are. Quality production. So here's my first words for Destiny 2. Holy fuck. That's my.
I know.
It's.
I texted you earlier. I was like, I woke up and I'm like, there's gonna be something I don't like. I bet there is nothing I don't like.
Yeah. No, there's zero. Absolutely zero.
Well, the only thing I don't like is I'm not playing it right now.
Right. Well, let's tell people that we're doing right now. We are live streaming and also recording for later. Justin and I just watched the Destiny 2 gameplay reveal trailer. We watched via obviously Twitch, Bungie's Twitch page. We much rather would have been there in Cali in that wonderful airport hangar. Did you hear the airplane fly over at one point?
Yeah, I thought. Okay, still was just me. I thought I was just crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah, I thought there was an airplane over my house, and I was like, oh, okay, I forgot they're kind of at an airport. So, yeah. So, Destiny 2. I got some notes. I got like tons of pages of notes, like front and back.
I know. I got. This is not even my notebook. This is my wife's LuLaRoe notebook, and I was like, I can't find a notebook. Your notebook's mine now.
She's gonna be like Carly leggings. Oh, Destiny 2. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see if anybody's watching? Like, is that a possibility?
Actually, let me pull up the chat so if someone says something, I can actually see it. Okay. We have one viewer right now, so hello, lone viewer.
Oh, it's probably your wife. Can you see if anybody's watching? Maybe
I just heard you through her.
Yeah, I pulled up the the thing and the thing with the thing. Yeah, cool. Anyway, cool story. So, I'm just gonna start on my notes on Destiny 2. One, the waiting music when the countdown was going on was just so fucking good.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I know they always do great soundtracks, but wow.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Next thing was just pretty much just the pre-show stuff that I saw. They mentioned an LAN party as how they were going to be doing the Crucible. I don't know if current Destiny has that, but like that's hardwiring between consoles to play. So I don't know if maybe that's just a thing for the event or if that was maybe something they kind of let slip kind of thing.
Yeah, because they didn't say anything during, so I don't. Although they really get super into Crucible, they just kind of like mentioned it's here, that it's 4v4 now, which is super interesting, which we'll get to as we get through. But it's just like, So yeah, I mean, it was an interesting thing because he kind of like said it, and then like they didn't really say anything else about it. I don't know if he was talking out of his mouth or whatever.
Yeah, what else do we have on the pre-show? I have one. Obviously, it's all played on the PS4 Pro, so we know it's coming to Scorpio, and just from the smoothness of it, the fluidity of all the gameplay, and like the cinematics, like holy fuck, the cinematics look so good.
Yeah, I believe at least what read was that Blur, who actually has done a lot of popular game cinematics, are behind this one. So they're probably like I'd say the top as far as companies that just do cinematics for games. So it looks real good. There's gonna be a lot of rolls. This is the first of the rolls if we didn't say it.
So I had that. I had obviously when Deej was talking to Lance Riddick, talking to him, basically about Zavala and stuff. There was a Titan armor behind him, had the lion on it again. We didn't really get much into why that is or what the symbol is. I don't think we got too much info on that, but excited to learn more about that. Anything else you had pre-show that was
just something about that? Because obviously on the first episode of MIDA Multicast, we had talked about those hats that leaked from GameStop, and like you just said, the logo was on that armor, which we kind of said in the podcast, but they didn't say anything about that. So that really kind of interesting to me because like that was on something that leaked before and it wasn't even covered here. So it's like, what is that? How early was that leaked? Like, is that still a ways off?
Yeah,
whatever that is, or what? I mean, super cool.
Right. So then, I had that. So then the opening cinematic starts off with Zavala, and he's fighting. He keeps getting resurrected, which I thought was a cool thing that they kind of showed the whole resurrection thing, how you can respawn and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool to see that. Another thing I took was the villages. So there's obviously the villages now. It looked like the farm is going to be the social space, at least on Earth. So I thought that was pretty cool. We had talked about, I don't know if we talked about it on MIDA Multicast, but we talked about kind of maybe having a more open world with different outposts or villages. So maybe there's more than just the farm. Maybe there is still only one or whatever, but we learned that you don't have to go to orbit. You can You can do it all whenever, you're on Earth, you want to go to Io, you just open your map, you go over to planet, you click on Io, and I don't know how long it's going to take, whatever the loading process is, you're there. So it's, I don't know, that was really exciting. I mean, no more orbit.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and then, but I mean, some of those things that did show orbit, but it was like you're just waiting to get into like Nightfall or something like that,
Right?
Which is cool. But like, I just wanted to say, like, graphically, like especially those screens where they're just kind of like in whatever the orbit is now, like it looked a lot better. Like at first, when they first started showing the gameplay, I was like, this looks like a really good version of Destiny 1. And then like as I kind of kept going, I started seeing more stuff happening, more like lighting effects and sparks and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, yeah, this is definitely going to be, it was definitely a step up than from before.
Yeah. Definitely was an improvement from what they had before. One note I had from that opening cinematic here is Zavala is a fucking beast. So, so basically one thing that I noticed, I don't know if I wrote it down, when Zavala put up his Titan bubble, he was in the bubble holding it. I don't know if that's going to be a new thing, like a new part on the supers is basically the Titan has to stand there with the bubble, maybe, or if you just pop it and go like in Destiny 1. So I'm not sure if that was just for cinematic effect or if it's actual going to be gameplay effect. Probably not, because I mean it would seem kind of silly that you have to stay in the bubble, but
just like, you guys go have fun. I'm just gonna sit here and protect you guys. See you later.
Right. And Cade's golden gun, he's just kind of pew pew golden gun. I'm done. I think I actually teared up a little bit after that first cinematic. Like it was just so good. It, like all the hype and emotion just kind of got to me, and I was like, okay, little tears have fallen. I'm excited.
Yeah, hashtag same person for sure.
Yeah,
because I was just like, don't cry. Nope, I'm gonna cry.
Yep,
it's okay.
Yep, that was exactly what it was. I was like, okay.
Don't do it.
Right. So, yeah, I think that's all the kind of the notes I took. I mean, because just the opening cinematic was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like I don't know, it just blew my mind. Like I'm just watching that opening cinematic, and it was kind of showing like it was almost like showing Zavala like from his start. It kind of seemed as he was going through time, and he kept getting more armor, more things, and this, and eventually he's at the tower, and then it all leads into Gaul and the Red Legion attacking and putting that thing on the Traveler.
Yeah, I don't even know what to call it. Super belt.
The belt. Traveler's belt.
The Traveler's belt. That's what we're gonna call it. At least us. We're gonna call it that. It's probably actually got a name. Anything else from that you wanted to talk about? I don't think anything.
Are you talking about the gameplay too, or just the?
No, just this cinematic.
Yeah, nothing from that.
Okay, cool. So then Luke Smith comes out, obviously, and he's Luke Smith. I like the Reddit shout out from him.
Yeah,
that he made. And then they talked about 3 things that they wanted to do: worlds that pull you in, amazing things to do, and then always someone to play with. So the worlds that pull you in, basically, they just kind of showed. I mean, we get 4 worlds. They said 4 new worlds. I think they should have probably said 3 new worlds and a new place on Earth.
Right.
Have Earth,
Yeah.
So unless there was a world we didn't see, like we're not there, we're waiting until like I don't know. So there was that. The worlds look pretty cool. What do we have? Nessus, Io, and Titan.
Yep.
Yeah, I found it funny that on the planet Titan is the Titan Vanguard. That's where he's staying. So like, I'm going to Titan. I'm going to go to Titan. So I thought that was pretty cool. The solo explorations that they talked about, 4v4 sandbox, and all PvPs. Was the notes on that. And then when they were talking about always someone to play with, I thought that they were going to announce matchmaking for everything.
Yeah,
which they kind of did, which we can get into. So then after that, we got into the first gameplay of the first. I'm assuming the first mission, Homecoming. So it's kind of like, what? Let me go ahead and give your thoughts on that.
It was so cool. I'm so happy because we were debating this on MIDA Multicast last week. That like, where is this gameplay going to start? And I'm glad it started in the tower. Because it just looks so cool to see that place that you've spent so much time in this game. Just that's your battleground now, and You know, then the sweeper bot, the little thing.
Yes, that was everybody cheered. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But the one thing that really I was impressed with and excited for is that they actually had Zavala there with you. They had Ikora there with you fighting.
Yep, got that note. The NPCs battles, like it didn't look like they were doing much battling, but they're there with you, kind of moving you along the story mission, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then like Ikora is going to go check on the speaker. Why don't you go with her? And then so you're running past Tess Everest's place, and it's on fire, and then you're going through the thing. Sweet robot, obviously, but the best part about that was the fucking door is now open into the north part of the tower. You know, I don't know if you noticed this, but there was a bunch of faux places, like ramen places. If you look, once they go into the doorway, right? Mm-hmm. They go into the doorway after Ikora fucking goes all kamikaze and Nova bombs the ship and then jumps on it and flies away. You go through the door, and then all of the like places that are on the right, there's like little ramen signs, like they're ramen shops.
Okay.
So, yeah. So when you go back, and obviously I'm pretty sure you're gonna watch it again. When you go back, when you go through the door, look at it, and you'll see like it's a bowl with the 3 like heat steams coming up. You know, so like I'm pretty sure they put that in there for Cade's. Yeah,
keep Easter egg about the ramen shop.
Yeah. So
the other thing too that was really cool was what was I going to say? It was something about that part. Oh, the new supers.
Oh, well, duh.
It looked, because that was part of that gameplay. But it was really cool because it kind of seemed like the supers had multi uses, kind of like Arcblade, where Arcblade you can kind of you can pick different perks, and you can shoot the Arcblade, or you can just pull right bumper or R1. I'm guessing on PS4, and you can just slash like melee. But it kind of looked like they kind of expanded that with all 3 of them.
Yeah, it did. It was the Dawn Blade was the first one I think they showed, which was the Warlock Super, which was probably the fucking best one because you get a fucking giant sword, you become a phoenix. Of course, it's the best one. Duh. That's the whole thing about this reveal was Warlocks are the best master race. So you're up in the air, you got your fucking solar sword, you're just throwing razor solar slashes at them. I'm like, oh,
you fly. You're just
you're flying.
Right. Like, you're fuck you all.
You're flying. So there was that one, but then like you said on your little HUD in the bottom left, there was 3 different looked like grenade, melee, and something else, like maybe a dash or something. Yeah. So I don't really know exactly what it was. I mean, we saw solar grenades, or like what fusion grenades is what it looked like when they were throwing them, because they were sticking to enemies when they were throwing those. But like the other ones, it was kind of like, I wonder what these are for. But then we saw the Titan Super, which is the Sentinel, which I'm kind of mad about because basically you become Captain America.
Now you're gonna be a Titan.
So,
well, you'll have all 3 characters anyway, so it's not like
that's true.
You'll still get the cap out whenever you need to.
Right. That's kind of what I'm. Yeah, that one was pretty exciting. And then the one for the Hunter was the Arc Strider. With the arc staff. Didn't I say, I'm pretty sure I didn't say last week, but when we had talked about this before, I'm pretty sure I said something about somebody's going to get a staff.
Yeah.
I mentioned a staff or something. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, just the different abilities that you could do. It looked like when the Warlock was doing it, you could either throw the sword slashes, you could slam on the ground, you can slash with it. Like it gives you kind of more playability, like more options to do, which I think is something that they wanted to do. And then the shield, like you're running with the shield and you blast them or you hit them and then you throw it, and then it's like, oh, okay, Captain America, cool story. Like, gotta have a red, white, and blue Titan now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It seems like it's almost like when you hit your super now, you almost turn to a new character. It's what kind of seemed like not really, obviously not completely turn a new character, but it seemed like you have more use. Like you could do more things with your super. It's not like, okay, you do pop your super, you got this one thing you can kind of do. It's not like, not all old supers were like that either, but the only one that was kind of weird was the Arc Strider, because it looked like it was just like Arc Blade, but except it looked fancier, like wee, just like
right. You can jump around and do gymnastics and shit.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's more to that one they didn't show, or known, but Arc Blade's my favorite anyway. So
yeah, it actually would be pretty cool, I think, if you had the ability to throw that spear.
Yeah, if you could throw that shit.
Yeah, which I feel like if you can throw like with the Warlock one, you can shoot the length out, or you can throw the shield. I feel like the spear, you can probably throw the spear and make it there's ranged options, there's ground pound options, there's melee options. I feel like each super is going to have that.
Yep.
One question I did have about that is like, are those the only new ones? Because it does it replace the other ones? Like, is that going to replace Sunsinger? Is it going to replace Defender or Arcblade?
Yeah, because we only saw basically the Vanguard doing the old supers. So I'm kind of wondering the same thing you were. I was like, so is this our only supers? And or is there more to it? And they're just obviously they're not showing everything yet. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff we still don't know. But yeah, I was kind of wondering the same thing. I was like, okay, so so basically, will there be like 2 solar ones for the Warlock and 2 arc ones, or are they going to have 2 of each, or like we were talking about last time? What if this is just like, well, I guess it's got different names, so maybe not. But maybe there's diverging paths, and you can go, all right, if you want to be Radiant, you can do Radiance, and if you want to go, what was it, Dawn?
I got it right here on the notes.
Dawn Blade. Yep,
right.
Dawn Blade. Maybe that's a different path for that.
Right, yeah, because Dawn Blade, Sentinel, and Arc Strider, they sound like they could be classes, but they also sound like they could be the supers. Like that could be the name of the super. So it could be that. But I also am thinking like maybe I don't know how we got the new supers and they still have the old ones. Right. Because it's supposed to kind of be like I assume like we would have to figure out how we learned those type thing. But the other thing that was curious to me is I don't know, like the characters that they were playing with were already level 20. Okay. I don't know if you noticed that. So I don't know if maybe they're already max level or like how much they did before the tower to get there type thing. Right. So there could be something maybe that's not the first mission. Although did they say it was the first one? I think they did. But the other thing didn't they say that if you wanted to carry a character over, they had to be level 20 or higher, or there was some requirement to it. So maybe you could start the game at level 20 or something. Yeah, that would be kind of weird. Right. Yeah. So I don't really remember them saying that, but we might look it up. So there was the supers was a big thing. What did I have? I have Solar Warlock Sword with like 7 exclamation marks. Super Bot with like 5. Her Nova Bomb the door. Oh, so let's talk about the weapons that were in that. The first like heavy thing was like a pulse heavy grenade thing. Yes. Like kind of rocket launch, like a mix between a rocket launcher and a machine gun, but it was like pulse rounds, it seemed like. So that was pretty cool. And then like there was what I thought was the Void Primary because it was like a pulse rifle, but in the secondary slot, I guess. But they explained that the changes to the weapons in my notes somewhere I have. It's kinetic, power, and something else. I was trying to write so fast. He was giving so much. Elemental. Elemental. I think it was. I don't know where the rest of my notes are. But it sounded like you could put any weapon in any slot. Kind of is what he said. Right. Kinetic energy and power. So basically, it was like you could have a pulse rifle in each. If you wanted a pulse rifle, you could have a kinetic pulse rifle, an energy pulse rifle, and like I guess whatever the heavy version of a pulse rifle is. Maybe it's the thing that we saw. Like the pulse thing I'm talking about. Maybe that's the thing. Or if you want, you can have maybe a kinetic shotgun, or elemental shotgun, and a heavy shotgun, whatever a heavy shotgun would be. A fucking cannon. Like that's literally just a old school pirate cannon is what you're carrying around. Right. Like, and now when you go through that first door to the door that's always closed in the North Tower, the one thing I noticed is that there was a new enemy that had like a flame. It was like a flamethrower. I couldn't get the name, but it like they shot it so fast that its back exploded and then there was fire. So that was like really cool. It's like so they expanded that enemy. Yeah, I was kind of wondering if I couldn't tell obviously because I was too hyped. If when they shot the enemy, the tank blew up, or they shot the actual tank, like the tank on its back, and then that kind of caught fire and then that blew up. Right. So I don't know if that. I mean, that's a pretty cool little thing they could put in with the different enemies. Was there a submachine gun? Did you notice the submachine gun? Some of those look kind of like an auto rifle, but it may have looked like a submachine gun. The first gun they showed, that it was like shooting. It was a different shooting style than I've ever seen. It was firing fast, and it wasn't like pulse or anything, but it was just like, and there was almost like a smoke coming out of the muzzle that was like green. Right. It was like it almost looked like toxic, but I didn't.
it didn't show. I was watching the left side of the screen to see if any like perks popped over on the left to say like anything like poison or something like that, and nothing came up. I think it was just the smoke of the gun, and that's just one of the effects of the new graphics system and engine.
Yeah, which I mean would be pretty cool. Like especially if like that was probably the kinetic version, so then that's why you see the smoke. But then if it was like arc or void or whatever, you'd see that kind of element coming out with that. What other things on the weapons did I write down? I don't think I wrote down too much on the weapons other than they look awesome. Like,
I did notice. Yeah, when you got on the ship at that point in the gameplay, they did have like a Gatling gun looking thing at one point.
Yeah,
I don't remember them actually using it. I think he switched to like a pulse rifle like immediately, but they showed him turning on the ship with the Gatling gun and then kind of like
no, he used it.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's a little side story. Right about that part when they get on the ship, it froze for like maybe 5 seconds and then started playing. And then literally, I'm going to fast forward a second and we can come back. But then it got to the part where Gaul goes, this is where your journey ends. And then it just froze. And the next thing I saw was in the middle of Luke Smith talking. So I don't actually know what happened there.
So Gaul broke your Twitch stream. He's like, this is where it ends. And then he cut your stream
Exactly.
off.
It's literally what happened. He goes, this is where your journey ends. And I was like, oh, cool. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Also, it's just like spinning wheel. I'm like, no!
Your journey literally ended.
Like, you're done here, brah. So I don't know. But we can go back because there was like a cool boss.
Yeah, they had like mini bosses in the fights. Yeah, and he killed him with the machine gun, I think. Or maybe not the machine gun. Oh no, the Warlock killed him with the super. Just fucking wrecked him with the super. With the Dawn Blade? Dawn Blade? Yeah, Dawn Blade. Yeah, wrecked him with that. And I was like, that was awesome. Like, it's pretty cool now in Destiny 1 when you're like, you know what? It's arc burn. I'm gonna go try and just fucking Titan smash Rocket's McDickface, and you go and you Titan smash him and he dies. Like that feels pretty cool. So I mean, it looked like a cool feeling. But yeah, it was a yellow bard enemy that wasn't just a major, but it kind of wasn't an alt. It was kind of like a mix between like a yellow bard captain and say like Omnigul. Like it was kind of a named enemy, but not as strong as Omnigul, where it was a strike boss, but it was like a mission boss. So that was pretty cool to see on that one. And then so we got to that. What moved on? Homecoming, did they call that? I don't know why I wrote down fucking Weapons of Dawn, Golden Gun, and Blink. I don't know, maybe that was another
because in that trailer they show Blink, they show
okay, yeah, here's my I wrote down chronologically, but I'm still Dawn Blade, got that. So the reason that the Red Legion is there is Gaul basically thought that he/they should have been chosen, and thought that the Traveler should have given them light, and then he's basically trying to show the Traveler that they were wrong in picking us. So it's kind of like, seeing how that goes. So basically, and then I thought it was pretty cool where like you have to go on a mission to find Ikora, and then you like have to go on like try to help out Cade and do what he's doing. So I think it's pretty cool that you're not going to the tower to go talk to them and then go back and do whatever the mission is and come back and talk to them. Like you have to go find them and then do whatever they need help with. That way, I thought that was a pretty cool thing. Then they talked about not having light. Like you don't have your light for a while. You know what I'm thinking, actually, now that I think about it, is that first mission, how they were level 20 and they showed all the supers. I have a feeling we're going in with nothing, with just guns.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my thought is that we don't have supers. So we'll just have to use guns until we can learn to get our light back. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with the whole no light, get it back, and supers type thing, now that I think about it.
Yeah, that would make sense because if they make you start you at level 20, if that's true what I said about that you have to have a character above level 20, that would make sense. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, you're level 20, you're still powerful at the beginning of the game, and then Gaul fucks it up for you. So
right. Yeah.
So actually what did happen? Was that literally just the end of the trailer at that point, or did something else happen after it went black? Because I missed
so like you at the end of the actual gameplay?
Yeah, when he says your journey ends here, was that it?
That was it. Yep, that was it. They showed the flash of him which I'm sure we'll get a screenshot from somebody. But you saw him. He says that, and then it's over.
Okay.
And then that's when the next person came on. I didn't write down who it was.
It was Luke Smith again.
Oh, it was him again? Yeah, so he came back. Yeah, and then let's see.
You look like that picture that's always online of the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where it's notes.
Oh, yeah, where notes are everywhere?
Notes everywhere.
Yeah. I think the guy, I forget who it was, what his name was, but he came on, and he was the guy who builds the world creator or whatever it was. And he said there's more to do than any other Bungie game they've ever created.
Yes.
So I didn't play Halo 5, but I mean, I've heard it was pretty good, and it was a big thing to do. So definitely excited for that.
Well, they didn't make Halo 5.
Oh, Bungie didn't?
No, because their last game was Halo Reach, and then 4 and 5 were made by 343.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, Bungie created Halo, but the thing is, it's like,
right.
Yeah, then they said more cinematics. They said more story missions ever than Destiny 1. So that's like another thing is, like, does that mean vanilla Destiny 1 or Destiny 1 completely? So
yeah, I'm thinking Destiny 1 completely.
It would make sense.
Because
yeah.
Was the red? I wrote down red campaign. I feel like there was another word in there that they were talking about.
Yeah,
that was.
It may have been Legion. Like I said, they were like spitting information. I'm just like writing. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you can see, but like my writing is just so terrible because I was like,
Yeah, look at mine. It's not even English. You don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, here, let me show you when I wrote down this. Look at my exclamation marks. Those are my exclamation marks. Just a bunch of lines and dashes. So that was hype. So we get a bunch of. He said only one new strike, but I'm sure they were just talking about the strike that they got to play
right
there. But then he mentioned in that strike was a 3-stage boss.
Yeah,
which I guess I don't know if kind of like Taniks. How Taniks you see 3 times.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's what they meant by that, or maybe it's like.
Well, what if it's like Axis or something?
Right. Yeah.
Once, and they got to do another thing, and they got to do another thing.
Right.
A mission type thing. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. So there was that. What else? They mentioned the 4v4. So Crucible, they mentioned the 4v4, obviously for all PvP modes. I'm wondering if everything will be coming back, including Supremacy and the Mayhems and things like that. The new HUDs with all of the info. I didn't even realize, but he said something about when people get their supers, it. That's pretty telling. Like when you like right now you're just we're playing. You kind of know when the supers are going to start hitting around the scores, but then all of a sudden you hear the Titan Hammer, you hear ting, and then you're like, oh shit, like that's when it's going to start. But now I guess if you see it, X player has his Dawn Blade, and you're like, oh fuck, okay, like let me be careful. So I don't know if that's how that's going to play down. And then the new mode, Countdown, attack and defend mode.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool. When they have that, we've been playing a little bit of Star Wars Battlefront, and they definitely have a mode like that in that, it's pretty fun. Sometimes it feels one-sided, like the attack always wins, unless it's a really bad team. But it's a pretty cool game mode. It'll definitely be competitive, I feel like.
Yeah, and it'd be cool. And 4v4, that's actually interesting that they upped that from 3, but it seemed like in the actual missions it's still 3. But it seemed like
that's what they kept showing as far as the missions go. But I'm very curious when you go to do the exploration and stuff.
Yes.
Will you be able to have 6 people? Will you be able to if for some random if you were a random person, I was a random person, we didn't know each other, and we saw each other in the area, are there going to be loading areas where if we both walk into that area, we're not in the same instance anymore? There's a chance that we could be separated, in different instances. So I don't know. That would be pretty cool if we could get our 6-man fire team that we have, or 7 people or 8 people, however many we're gonna have, and go and do the explorations, which is part of my next note that I took. The exploring, the adventures, the treasure maps, don't even know what that word is. Discovers.
Lost sectors.
Lost sectors, yeah, that was next. Which was that was pretty cool. There's dungeons and bosses.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna go cave spelunking, and there's a boss you got to beat. There's a giant fucking spider down there you got to kill.
Right. That, to be honest, it seems like they actually made patrols what they should have been in the beginning, where there's actually stuff to do. And like you were saying, like the social space is there. So you just all meet up in the social space and all right, so what do we want to go do? Go look at the map. And the maps that, pull up the map and go, all right, so, well, let's go here because there's this, lost sector here. Let's go do that dungeon. Okay, let's go do it. And then, move on to something else. And it's just cool that they actually listened. It's, we'll see if there's more social spaces because we were talking about outposts before. But I feel like this is, even if there isn't, this is still pretty cool because it seems like there's still a ton to do.
Right. And not even, and also the fact that there's actually maps now. Like there's a map for this whatever world it is that you're in. So it's kind of like they right now they have like there's the Divide and then there's the I don't even know the other ones for there's the Plague Lands, Skywatch. Like there's different areas. So I'm hoping like you get to the map and it's like here's everything. This is the whole planet. If you want to go find this dungeon, it's over on Skywatch and you got to go all the way there. But there's no more loading or anything. It's just you go there, you're there. So I'm pretty excited on that one. Then there's like NPCs that you can get side missions and adventures from. Like, I'm assuming Hawthorne's going to have a lot of those on Earth. Like you can just go to, and she's like, "Hey, I need a goat. Can you go get me a goat?" And you're like, "Sure, I'll go get you a goat." And you go fucking
goat.
throw a goat over your shoulder, and you just carry the goat to her or something like that. I thought that would be pretty cool. But like, just curious on what the difference. And then they mentioned with the public events, like there's heroic public events or something. So like something like that. So it's like it's not just a spider tank. We have 7 spider tanks, and you only have 3 minutes to kill them all. Like that would be a pretty interesting type thing. But to be able to also see them, so kind of like I think there's a website or like an app or something called public event finder or whatever. Like that's basically it seemed like they were going to have that in the game in the maps now. Like you can see where the public events are coming. So I thought that was pretty cool. I am curious with the dungeons though. Like once you find that lost sector, is it still considered a lost sector, or is it just going to become an open area? Will they continuously change lost sectors? Like will there be a lost sector on this map now, or like you can go there normally and there's nothing there, but then the next week like you could go there and there is something to do. So kind of curious as to how they will do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they actually didn't say. And then on the one map, I noticed there's a few of them, and it's like, are those gonna change, or like, is it gonna be a thing where like once you do it once, it's done? I doubt it because otherwise it would kind of defeat the purpose of it. Because it seems like they made them so that it's something you can do weekly, kind of thing, or at least or even daily. It didn't really say, but I don't think they would just be like, here's one, and then you're done. So. Yeah, they made it changes. I don't know. And they said the rewards would be a chest at the end, so that's kind of cool too. Yeah. So it's like an actual dungeon, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and they were basically saying there's so much like more loot and stuff you can get, and like the plant materials thing. I'm like, God damn, now I got to do more spin metal runs. Like this is gonna suck. So that'll be pretty cool to do. I think moving down, then they started going into the new planets where we have Titan, Io, and Nessus, similar to Nexus, but instead of an X, it's 2 S's.
I know the first time I wrote Nexus, and then the second time I saw it on screen, I was like, oh, not Nexus, Nessus.
Yeah. So, and then we have the European Dead Zone is what Earth is. So it's basically the new tower is going to be that one has Hawthorne. Titan has Zavala because he's a Titan. Nessus has Cade, and that's basically like a Vex machine planet.
Yep.
That's basically what they describe Nessus as. And then Io is from Jupiter, which is basically where Akora is, and like it's kind of where the Warlocks get their knowledge. Like that's kind of the Warlock Sanctuary, I think they had said it as. So
and then they said it was the last that Io was the last place that the Traveler had touched before.
Right.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Also, Jupiter just is where the 9 are. So that's kind of an interesting little situation.
Yeah, the Titan would be definitely interesting. But where is Io?
Io was Jupiter.
So Io and Titan are both Jupiter?
Titan is a moon of Saturn.
Saturn. Should probably brush up on my planetary stuff. My astrology. That's what I should brush up on.
Something.
Whatever. So that looked pretty cool. Was Titan the one that didn't have like land. It was just water.
I think so. I think
That's pretty.
Yeah, that was the one where Zavala was. I think that was the one that Zavala was at.
So that was pretty interesting. One other thing that I thought was, and I don't remember which gameplay it was there was one where like 3 Titans jumped past like a tank, and then all you saw was 2 Titans, but then the tank like started moving, and it was like a giant tank. I'm like, do we get vehicles now other than sparrows? Like, do we get? I think I noticed or maybe saw a sparrow shooting. I thought it could have just like blown up as being part of the cinematic or whatever, but it looked like maybe the sparrows had guns on them. I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed that tank too because I was like, "Oh, what's that tank? Oh, wait a minute, one of those 3 players are missing now. Are they in said tank driving it?" And like, like is like that this part of a mission, or like is that something you can actually like do? Like, is that going to be part of Crucible? Like tanks? Like,
yeah, it was definitely more than just the 3 or 2 or 3 vehicles we have now in combined arms.
Yeah, exactly.
And are they going to do combined arms more than once every 3 months?
Right.
For the thing. So that was good. What's next on my notes? I think the next thing that came in was Emmy Chung had come in and started talking about the social stuff. So I think we are going to need a new clan name, and it's going to have to be a cool one. Yes. So we'll have to maybe we'll just make it SPR, and they have to join us.
And it's like join or die.
Right. So the clans end game, which is I know a big thing for everybody, is basically you're joining clans. So it's like we're in a clan and we obviously play together, but it's cool to just see that in game and have that feature. So there's that. There's the rosters. They said the fire team tools, custom banners. So you might have to fidget around with some maybe Photoshop or however they're going to let you do it and make a new banner.
The other thing too is the guided games. Like
that like was.
I won't probably use that. I wouldn't think because I just I know enough people. But thinking back to before I met say you or joined the 100 and met people, like it was literally just me, Melissa, and Mark, and that was it. We're like, oh, we're never gonna be able to do the raids. Like now it's kind of cool that you can be like, okay, I want to find a team to do the raid with, and there's people you can find people that want to do that with you.
Yeah, I think shout out to Melissa and Mark and Brandon and Matt and Mike and Josh. Anybody else in our fire in our clan?
Ian and Babel.
Ian and Babel. Those are the only 2 people that we play with. They probably don't even listen to us. And Schoolie and I forget the other guy's name. The guy that always chews gum. One of their friends. Gum chewer. Shout out to you guys. So you had the guided games, which is pretty cool. Like the thing though is it's like, are you joining the clan just for that activity, or are you joining the clan to join the clan?
It's like they made it seem like because they had said you can join for that game, whatever, and then after that you can go your separate ways, or you could let them in the clan, or you could. It seemed like it was kind of like it's just like you're just joining that clan for that whatever that event is,
right?
And then at the end, if you're like, you can do the thing. You can do the thing where like you're like, wow, that was really fun raid with you. Here, let me add you, and then never play with them again.
Yeah,
but now they're
in the clan now. Right. The other big thing too was the rewards for every member of the clan. So like if you and me are playing and we go to do a dungeon or like some of the patrol, if we find rewards, does the clan get those same rewards? Do we open the chest and then some of the stuff we get goes back to the communal chest, and then people can either is it like, oh well, I got 100 spin metal, I'm gonna put it in the chest, if anybody needs it they can take it, or is it like everybody gets 10 spin metal like automatically?
See, that was what I wasn't clear. Is like, is it in-game rewards like that you get, like if like you're saying, if you got spin metal or you open a chest or you get a drop, does that get for everyone, or is it like a separate thing where it's like, do the Nightfall this week and like everyone gets the chosen award for the clan reward system kind of thing, almost kind of like the Age of Triumphs book kind of thing, but like it would be like clan wise, like do the cruise, every week it would reset and it'd be like, okay, you do this event and then like everyone gets it once that's done. Like do the raid this week, everyone in your clan gets the reward, even though never everyone did the raid type thing. Like how would that work? Or is it like you're saying, like if I pick up a thing of spin metal, do I have the option to give it to like that? Does everyone get one piece of spin metal even if they're not playing, or is it something where I can put it, like you said, like maybe there's like a chest or there's like a clan thing that you can put it in and they can just take it if I don't need it type thing.
Right. It's definitely going to be exciting for that. So we got the clan things, got the guided games. It basically seemed like in-game LFG is what it kind of seemed like, which is pretty cool. Just things that everybody kind of wanted, which is good. She kind of explained it that way. Is they didn't want to do matchmaking because of how toxic it is, but you can do LFG and pick who you want to. Like if you see the clans like 400 only, must have Galahorn, must be ELO, blah blah blah. Like you're not going to join that clan. But this one's like, we get high all the time. We're pretty chill. They're like, oh, I'm going to join that one. It's right. Hashtag 420 YOLO swaggers. So then the next cinematic that they showed after Emmy Chung had talked was I noticed that there was soccer. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I saw the ball, and there were
there's a ball and there was like a goal and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. Let me see. I think the one before the Activision guy came on, it looked like ships were flying away from a planet or something, and then there was a big explosion. To me, it looked like the Traveler blew up.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I was like, what was that? Was that the Traveler that exploded? And what was weird is there was like two right before it. It almost like there were two Travelers, and one also on the next screen was one blowing up. So it's like, what was that?
Yeah, we'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna as soon as my wife gets home, we're gonna definitely watch. But
yeah, I'll probably watch it
probably after the kid goes to sleep. Then we'll watch because then we'll be interrupted. The other thing I had was that so like Vex are confirmed in the game. There was a little thing where Fallen were also during that gameplay trailer. There was a thing with Fallen. I didn't see any Hive.
That's true.
Although I did see there was a weird. It was almost like I don't know how to explain it, like Tron-esque looking, almost like a knight at one point. I don't know what it was. It didn't look familiar. It didn't really look like Hives unless it was like an evolved version of Hive or something.
Yeah.
But it had like almost like the style of like Rise of Iron, like the Siva and stuff. But it was like it was like a greenish black color. I tried to screenshot on my phone because I had it on my phone too because my thing kept freezing like every 10 minutes. So and then it would come back after like 30 seconds. But I was like, I don't want to miss nothing. So then I would just turn the volume on and watch on my phone while it waited for this thing. I tried to screenshot and I missed it. But yeah, I don't if I find it, maybe I'll post it. But I'm sure there's going to be people that, you have all the streamers there. They're going to post a ton of shit. So
right. Anything else that you had from any of the reveals or anything?
See, custom banners, Clan Awards, new supers, the HUD improvements, countdown. Oh, so was the adventures thing? That's just like finding NPCs in the wild. You think? It's what it kind of looks like.
That it feels like. Like maybe you're in the farm, which is the new tower, and like you're talking to this guy, and he's like, "Man, my daughter went out to go pick some berries, and she's lost. Can you go find her?" So is it like you got to go find her, and you got to battle enemies to try and save her, and then she's saved, and you get a small reward for helping.
Right.
So I don't know if it's like that or something. I'm sure it's something like that. If you're getting those from non-playable characters.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looked like because they showed that one scene where there was like a guy up in that tower with a sniper rifle, and you like, we'll get them together or something like that. So it almost seemed like, oh, you go up in this tower and there's like a guy up there. It's like, hey, we need to get this. There's these people out there. Let's get them.
Help me snipe these Fallen that are trying to take over.
Yeah, I think out of everything that I saw, that was like the coolest things that they actually expanded patrols. Now, if that gets boring like old patrols, because back in year one, I used to play patrols, and it was something I did every day. I did my daily bounties, this, that, and just got bored of it eventually because it just feeling, I'm not really getting anything good out of this. So that's what I'm curious to see is how that. It seems like they're giving you a lot more to do though, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, there's definitely things for everybody to do. They've been trying to get that going for like when they had Rise of Iron and Taken King, like trying to add more, and now they have like things for everybody. You can make as much noise as you want. Yeah. So yeah, definitely stuff for everybody to do. Last few things I had was that you're going to be getting a pie in the face because
exactly that was the next fucking point. I was like, he's just like, so what about me if I'm at home? Like, here we go. He wouldn't be mentioning this unless it's like before E3. And he's like, later this summer. I'm like, God damn it.
Yep.
Pretty pie to the face.
So beta later this summer. I am now fully expecting that E3 we're going to get the date for the beta.
Me too. It's going to be either – to be honest, I don't know if it's going to be early July or mid-July or end. I think it's going to be July. Maybe even August at this point. He said like later this summer.
Yeah.
Like summer hasn't even started yet.
Right. I'm thinking July.
Me too.
That way, in case there is anything that they need to fix, they have about a month to get it, before they ship it or whatever. And then the last thing was obviously the big news that at D2 on PC, you have to go through BattleNet, which is like, BattleNet is huge. Like, that's World of Warcraft's like main thing, obviously.
Yeah.
So, and I think Overwatch uses it too.
I'm sure it does on PC.
Yeah. So, I mean, but that's a big thing, especially for Blizzard. For Blizzard to get on this action, with already they having WoW and Overwatch, they now probably have one of 3 of the top games for people playing online. So it's like that's some pretty big news. Not like it matters to us because we play on Xbox. Screw us, right? Because we have an Xbox.
Right. Well, what it also confirmed though is that people are wondering like, oh, where is this going to be sold on the Windows Store? Will this be Play Anywhere? Well, that kind of put the dagger in that. That's not happening. Like, if you play on PC, you're playing on PC, and it's not going to cross over with Xbox. And then there was like a weird rumor I saw 2 days ago that like it was going to crossplay with PS4. And I was just like,
I thought I heard that. I thought somebody had mentioned that. Maybe Deej did or something. I could have swore I heard that from somebody on the street.
I'm going to rewatch it. Maybe but
so,
I'm sure we'll get a better. Like the best thing to do is just like wait like a few hours and then like go on Reddit and see like the post where they literally just have people analyzing it 24/7 for the next day, and then go tomorrow morning and just like look, there'll be a post and be like this. Did you notice this? And then this and this. There's probably a ton of shit that we didn't even notice. So
right. Well, I think that's all the notes that I had. I'm sure there was much more we missed, but
there was one other thing I just saw in my notes as I was picking them up. They said the Trials, Nightfall, and Raid they wanted to make accessible to all players. Was that just the clan thing? You think it's just like Trials? You could just go on and be like, I want to play Trials and join a clan and play Trials.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Was that they can like if you're a solo player that doesn't know how to use Artfire teams or doesn't know how to use the 100, you can now use the in-game thing to find somebody to do the Nightfall with or to do the Raid with. So I think that's kind of what they had meant when they said that.
Yeah, so you definitely know there's going to be a clan of people that are like super good at Trials. They're going to be like, Trial Carries Group, pay us $50.
Right. And I'll be like, nah, bruh.
Like, nah, I'll just get my 5 and... Oh, although there is something there. Now that I just think about it, they confirmed Trials is indeed in the game.
Yeah.
Because people are wondering with the Osiris expansion, like, is Trials even a thing until then? Or what? They kind of I guess it didn't confirm it's not coming at launch, but them confirming is like Trials probably as we know it, but will it be 4v4 is my next question.
I think it would have to be with what they said.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. So like, is Trials 4v4 now? So that's pretty cool. And like, I'm imagining Trials will be a little bit different depending on how that all goes. But yeah. And I'm almost wondering now with the expansions, like, is the Osiris going to add another whole planet? Because that would be pretty fucking massive at that point. If it adds, like, I
think between that and the Rasputin one / Warmind one, we'll have to get a new planet here or there. Well, the other thing too is we don't have Mars anymore, and that's what people were rumoring for Charlemagne to be. The other.
Warmind. Yeah.
So unless they're bringing Mars back, we don't have that. We have these 3 new planets.
And actually, the other thing that's actually kind of interesting about that is everyone has assumed the raid was going to be on Mars, and that's probably not the.
Well, they were talking about the.
I think it was.
They were so what it was they were talking about the like. Here's the new things. There's the new Nightfall. There's a new raid. When they said raid, it looked like the 6-man fire team was coming down what I thought looked like Earth. Looked like maybe like a dungeon or like a cavern in Earth. So that was my. Oh yeah, like hey, just got a tweet from Bungie. The Bungie store now has stuff available
Yeah, because I noticed all the different shirts, and I was like, "Oh, cool, new shirt that I have to fucking buy."
I might buy the Warlock one like right now. Literally, like right now. I'm just scrolling through. Looks like so we have a Destiny 2 logo shirt, Destiny 2 women's logo shirt, Control Freak Destiny CQC.
Spicy ramen shirt.
Where?
Look.
Oh, that might. Yep. Might have to get that.
I might just need to make some purchases and say sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this Warlock shirt right now. Actually.
Thumbsticks. Oh my god.
We're shopping we're shopping people.
Yeah, but see, now this is what I'm starting to think. Just on these shirt things, this is actually kind of cool that we saw this. The name of those shirts is Hunter Class T-shirt, Warlock Class T-shirt. So I'm thinking like that snake and other stuff. Maybe that's just like the new class logo because we're going back to our roots. Like we're going back to,
which we kind of talked about. Like the lion is courageous, the phoenix is cunning Monster or whatever it is. Yeah, that's
He's rolling around in his crib as I speak.
So as we're talking, I'm buying this T-shirt. Just hopefully my wife's not watching.
Oh, that's the game. I was like,
no. So yeah, I think that's. There's so much more. We might do this maybe in a week or two once we get some more info on it.
Yeah, maybe early next week. We're
probably not getting. Yeah, we're probably not getting anything till E3. So maybe we should wait till that. And we can kind of come back and do that. And get that way we have screenshots. And see, my plan was to screenshot stuff, but the way that the Surface worked is that I could take the screenshot, but it puts it in OneNote, so that's like open another program, and I didn't want to miss anything, so I was like, let me not do that. So
let's not fuck everything up.
Yeah. So
that's basically it. That's none of my notes are missing. So yeah, and here I think it's really cool that everything they were doing. It just looks really good.
Yeah, I have here Zavala's a fucking beast. Later I wrote Cade's a fucking beast. Then I wrote Akor's a fucking beast.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too they mentioned was like 50% of the player base never played the raids, which that sucks really. And I'm glad that they're making
that's kind of
better.
Yeah,
because that's literally like, at least that's my favorite content. It can be frustrating when you can't beat something, but
yeah. My curiosity question is Gaul going to be the raid boss? Is that going to be the end of it? Are we beating Gaul, or is it going to be we're beating somebody else to try and still get to Gaul, and Gaul's still going to be the main boss going into the expansions? Because I feel like story-wise, unless they have something really big, like this is a really big story. So like, is it Gaul, and then we're done with Gaul, and then we get the Osiris, or either the Osiris or the Rasputin, and like then they're the bosses, and then like what is it that we're?
To be honest, I would really like it if we didn't defeat him in the main story. Then like maybe we need to get Osiris and rescue him or whatever we got to do with him to, get him for Gaul, and then maybe there's a part of that where there's a new raid where you do something with Osiris to save him. And then maybe the Rasputin thing, you're recruiting him because he's, the war mind on Earth, that you need his help. Because obviously the Rasputin, he basically locked the Traveler to Earth. So he wants he needs the Traveler there for some reason. So
right. Or maybe he
wants people fucking with his shit. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, the thing he could too is maybe Rasputin actually lets the Traveler go, like he releases his lock on the Traveler, and then the Traveler's able to do whatever the fuck it can do to release itself from the belt that it's wearing.
I can't unbuckle this belt.
That's like me after dinner.
Yeah, I'm totally. There's all this story implications and everything. It's a big question mark, and I'm excited that we really don't know.
Well, we've got about 3 months and 20 days, I think.
That's actually less than it feels like. I feel like it's. Yeah. The thing is, all this excitement for today, and now it's like now waiting till E3, which is 3 weeks away. So.
Yeah, E3. Yeah, E3's less than a month away, and then we'll get some more info there. It's exciting.
I know. It's a great time to be alive.
Definitely a great time to be alive. All right, I think that'll wrap it up for this special segment of MIDA Multicast that we never even said in the beginning. So thank you for watching MIDA Multicast, the episode 2 of this with the Destiny 2 reveal. I'm Steven. He's Justin. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Same Person Radio. Review. Enjoy. Thanks for watching live if you did, Melissa. And anything else, Justin?
No, just episode 11 of Same Person Radio if you want to hear more of us.
Yeah, sounds good.
We're going to actually talk to Tony about his impressions of Destiny 2 because he actually watched the stream. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
So I'm actually curious to see what he says because he's not a player, so it's interesting.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep an eye out on Monday for that, guys, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Later. Thanks for watching.